Yo, what's up, Shieldwall? So tonight I want to talk about something. Here's the question. Is every person, I'm looking up here, you're going to see me do this in videos where I'm looking up here. It's because I write stuff over here so that I don't forget it. Is every person and every institution or every, part of the government, is every person, every institution in our government corrupt? Every single one. Every single person, every element of our government, everything. Is everything corrupt? I had this conversation with a loved one today, and I found the notion disconcerting. Not because, obviously, if every single entity, if every person, every institution in the government is corrupt, that's something that would be disconcerting. That would worry me. I don't believe that, and that was where the argument was with this individual. But what worries me is that people actually think this. And I don't think our country is there. Like, I legitimately don't think that we're currently in a place where everything about our government is corrupt. And I think one of the problems with thinking this way is that I think it stems originally from these people are doing things that I don't like, or these people believe things that I don't believe in or don't agree with. So one of the ways I cope with that is saying that they're corrupt and the things that they're doing are corrupt. And here's the thing. I really think that this is just a dangerous mindset. And dangerous... maybe even that's too extreme a word. But here's the thing. I think if enough people think this, and then the people will do crazy things. But even in just one person, I think it messes with your life. I think it makes you see conspiracies, and I think it makes you kind of weird. So here's the thing. I do think that conspiracies happen. I think that people in Congress are doing things that we don't know about, that are wrong. People naturally do things to cover things up. So it's not that I don't think it happens at all, but I just don't have this belief that every grain of sand on the beach that is our government is corrupt. Now you get to a point where at a critical mass, when you get to a certain number of corrupt people, whether that's 50% or 5%, then you've soured the entire process, right? So I don't think we're there. I don't think we're at a critical mass yet. Maybe we're getting there. Maybe things are getting that bad. I just don't think that's where we're at right now. When I look at a place like Russia, where it's basically run by a dictatorship, Putin's voted in, but, is he ever getting voted out? Or like Venezuela, or even Erdogan in Turkey right now, who's, basically turned the country from a democracy into an autocracy. Like, these are places where the government is legitimately corrupt in every single aspect of the government, right? And I think there's a difference too. In Christian theology, if you're Reformed, then you know about this notion like total depravity. And in Tulip is the Reformed, five, there are 5 doctrinal positions on Reformed theology. And the first one in Tulip is T, total depravity. It's basically, this understanding, though, actually threw me for a long time until I had somebody explain it to me. That total depravity doesn't mean that you're completely in every drop of your essence depraved. A better term and a better word is actually radical, and radical in the technical sense, meaning every part. So meaning when it comes to this theological idea, it's this idea that man is not as bad as he can be, but every aspect of his life is touched by evil. Right. And I actually, when I feel like when you explain that to people, they're not lost by that. The idea that, our emotions, we have bad and evil emotions. Those are messed up. We have wrong emotions. We feel the wrong things about, our circumstances, about information. Our mind is corrupt. We use the good of our mind to do bad things. whether that's, figuring out a money laundering scheme or what have you. Like, our minds are used for evil and our bodies are corrupted, right? We use our bodies for evil. We hurt people with our bodies. We flip somebody the bird when we cut them off, right? So like, we do bad things, but we're not like, every moment of our life is not like, like murdering and just eating people like zombies 24/7, right? If this is what this person that I was talking to about the government meant when he said, the government is totally corrupt, I would have less of a problem with that. If what he really meant was radical, just in all of its parts, it's truly corrupt, because I just think that's undeniable. But that's not really how he talked. He's saying, every element of our government is corrupt. And now here's the thing. I'm a conservative. I have a perspective. I think people on the other side are wrong. And I think a lot of people on the other side are corrupt. I think there are a good amount of guys on my side that are corrupt, who just use my platform, my political platform, to get votes. I think that happens. But even people that I disagree with, I think that there are people who I think are legitimately wrong and hold wrong views, and their views are morally wrong, that aren't corrupt in the sense that, like, they're breaking laws to forward their agenda. They're not their life isn't a 24/7 cover up for their misbehavior. So anywho, I what do you guys think? I mean, is every person and institution of the government totally, completely, to the last grain of sand, corrupt? Or is it more like a radical corruption, where corruption exists in every part, but people are legitimately doing most people, at least, are doing their best, or trying to. I don't know. Am I naive? Maybe. I guess I just have more hope than maybe I should. But yeah, I just couldn't square the idea that every single person in our government is corrupt. That you go to, you get elected, and as you're passing through the metal detector, it just, that metal detector actually just changes your biology. So now you're this corrupt person who's whatever. Again, and I think that for a lot of people, getting power and what have you, it does do that. Or at least it does corrupt you, makes you a more corrupt person. I just don't think that's every single person to the last man yet. Who do you specifically think is not corrupt? Maybe that's a good place to start too. Are there politicians that you genuinely trust? Not that they're perfect human beings, but that you think are genuinely doing their best. Who's somebody that you can name on the other side that you vehemently even disagree with, but you think that they're just doing the best by what they actually believe is right. Okay. Have a good one. Have a good night. Hopefully that thought is not too not confusing, but just not too convoluted. Hopefully I made this point clear. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.